And now we come to the much anticipated part of the story of the conversation between Allah and the shaitan in Surah Al-A'raf, chapter number 7, where the shaitan is going to lay out his 4-stage plan on how he's going to deviate mankind from a sirat al-mustaqim, from the straight path. Because you have to remember, the shaitan made a promise to Allah. He took an oath in front of Allah. He says, بِعِزَّتِكَ لَأَغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, and by your might, Ya Allah, I will do everything in my power to deviate them from your straight path. And so he's made a promise. He has a goal, and now he has to fulfill it. So he's put a plan and he's put a strategy. And that strategy is laid out in the Quran for us to internalize and understand. And if we can do that, then we can equip ourselves with the right tools to defend ourselves and not fall victim or prey to any of his strategies, deceits, or lies, and find our way back to Allah and be granted al-Jannah bi-idhn Allah. Qul Ameen. So now we come back to the verse, and he says, ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ, and then I will come at them. And here's the four ways, the 4 stages. مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ. These are the 4 strategies. And then he has a condition. He says, if this condition is met, that means my strategy worked. And the condition says in the ayah, وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ, and you will find that most of them are not grateful. And we'll understand why that ties in later on down the series, inshallah. So let's come back to the beginning, to the first stage. The first stage, he says, I will come at them min bayni aydihim. Now translated from Arabic to English, it just says from between their arms or between their hands, which doesn't make much sense. But in reality, it's a figure of speech, which means what lies ahead of us. Everything lies ahead of us, right? From right where we are now until we die. Anything in between that is what's in front of us. And so now we understand that he's going to do a head-on attack. He's going to come straight at us. And now how does that work? And this is broken down into a 3-tier strategy. This first plan is broken down into a 3-tier strategy. Now, to understand this, I have to go a little further on this. We need to be aware that the shaitan is very, very intelligent, and we must give credit where it's due. Even if he's a bad guy, the guy's been studying mankind for thousands of years, from Adam alayhi salam up until where we are today. So he knows our psychology, he knows how we think, what we want, what we do, what we like and what we hate, our weaknesses and our strengths. And one of those weaknesses is mentioned in the Quran, and he's taken advantage of it. And that weakness is that we are impulsive in nature. And the Quran says, بَلْ يُرِيدُ الْإِنسَانُ لِيَفْجُرَ أَمَامَهُ. We want things and we want them now. We don't want to wait. Nobody wants to wait. I got to lose weight. I got to lose it now. I want to make money. I got to do it now. I want to look good. It's got to happen now. If you promise something to somebody that's in 10 or 20 years, chances are they're not going to take it. But if you can give them guaranteed results right now, you're an excellent marketing person, because you're giving them what they want and you're responding to their nature of being impulsive. And so Allah promises us paradise of rivers and mansions and gold and silver and all kinds of amazing things, right? Impossible, like just beautiful, beautiful things that we all want and desire. But Allah says, I'm not going to give it to you right now. You can take it later on. In 20, 30, 50, 100 years, who knows? Whenever Allah decides to take us, and inshallah we are good people and He accepts us, then we get granted the Jannat al-Firdaus. That's when we get the reward, inshallah. But He says, you're not going to get it right now. And you have to pay a little bit of a price, small price. Just don't do a few things, be a good person, follow these commandments, and you should be good, inshallah. Small price for this incredible reward, but you get it later on. Shaitan says, look, I'm not going to give you Jannah. There's no way I can give you that. I mean, that's incredible. That's in a different world, different life. You've never seen it. You've never heard of it. I can't promise you that. I'm not even going to insult your intelligence and try to promise you that. But what I am going to give you is something a little less than that, but you get it right now. You don't have to wait. Right now, you get whatever it is, this haram thing that you wanted, whatever that is, you get it right now, and I can give it to you. And to sweeten the deal, there's no price to pay. Don't worry about it. I don't want anything. It's for free. Just come and take it. First come, first serve basis. SubhanAllah. So He responds to our impulsiveness, and He gives us this promise from in front of us. All these desires. Now this ties into the second tier of the strategy. Our obsession with materialism. We want cars, we want houses, we want spouses, we want relations, we want greed, we want money, all these different things. So He understands that we have an attachment to these materialistic objects, right? And so then He promises that materialism immediately. So He couples strategy 1 and strategy 2. He says, I'll give you all the things that you want, all this materialistic stuff, and I'll give it to you right now. Very, very interesting, very intelligent strategy. So far, so good. We understand this. And now we come into the third tier of this first strategy, from Bayni Aydihim, from in front of us. And this is where he blocks our entire view. And I talked about this in the previous video, where I was talking about the ayah where he says, لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ, I will stand in ambush, or I will sit in ambush and wait and block out the path that leads to you, Allah. So between us and Allah, the shaitan comes and sets himself in the middle, similar to how you're in traffic and you're behind one of these very big lorries or trucks, these containers, and you can't see how bad the traffic is. If you look left, if you look right, all you see is just the truck. And that's what he wants to do, is just put himself in front of us. Why? because that way we have no visual on the goal. And if you can't see the goal, you're just going to be lost. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to be consumed with whatever he throws at you, which is 1 and 2, materialism and now. So you get everything, all these distractions, and you're going to get them now. But there is no goal beyond, because you can't see a goal beyond. You can't see Allah. You can't see any of that stuff. So there's nothing there. So all you have is live right now. You only live once. Just take advantage. Do it right now. I know this is a bit of a longer video, but it's a very long topic, and I'm trying to summarize it as best I can so that we can equip ourselves the right way, bi-idhn Allah, by God's will and mercy. And so these are the 3 tiers that he's going to use in the first strategy to attack us head on. Subhanallah, may Allah grant us the power and the ability to overcome his waswasa, his whispers, and his trickery and deceit, to make us fall victim to any of his lies. And may Allah grant us Jannat al-Firdaus, bila hisab wa la sabiqatu iqab. Barakallah feekum, and I'll pick this up with the second video next time, inshaAllah. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.